Hey, what's up everybody? Mitch here, aka Commander Mitchcraft. Hope you're doing awesome because today we are going to be talking about content marketing and why, even as a content creator, you might be doing it wrong. If you like this video, make sure to check out the channel. There are plenty more just like it, and hit the subscribe button like this video. That way you can be notified when the next videos come out. We do streams every Thursday and Friday. That's a little bit more fun, but we have videos like this coming out every week, so you don't want to miss it. So what exactly is content marketing? Content marketing is exactly what it sounds like. It's taking content that you've created and built and executed on and using that content to bring people into your social media channels, your website, or to just make sales of a good or a service. Now, it's been around for a long time. Many different forms of it. There's blogs, there's social media, there's podcasts, videos on YouTube just like this, webinars. Heck, I mean, you could even say that print pieces like magazines and brochures are content marketing, even if they are a little old school. But you might ask, isn't the content that I'm creating enough if I'm a content creator? And I would love to be able to sit here and tell you that yes, absolutely that is enough, but it's just not the case. Even just creating a YouTube video, if that's all you're doing, is more than just filming and editing the video. You have to do keyword research. You have to create an appropriate thumbnail. You have to make sure you're making videos that are appropriate for your audience. The list that you need to do to upload the perfect YouTube video is enormous. And so creating that video and marketing that video are completely two separate tasks. And you have to create the video in order to market it. So you can't even do one without the other in some cases. Now, the good news is that creating the content is what most people would agree is the hard part. You may agree or disagree with that, I don't know. The process is much harder for people who aren't in the content creation sphere. Businesses have to go out and hire specific creators in order to do this for them. It's a bit different when your content is the product that you're trying to push out to. And most of us want to use the content that we make in order to do that. We want to bring them to our social media platforms. We want to bring them to our YouTube channel, and we want them to hit the like button and subscribe, right? That's what we want to do. So how do we, as content creators, know what needs to be done in order to market our own content and ultimately bring more people into the channels that we want to bring people into? The first thing you need to do is make sure that you know exactly what your end goal is. I mean, how are you supposed to know if you're succeeding at your goal if you don't know what your goal is, right? And what you need to do is determine what your KPI is. Now, that's a very old marketing term that means key performance indicator. It's one metric that you want to be able to measure the success of your marketing campaign by. Now, usually that means you want more followers or subscribers, but it could be something a little more tangible. You want to make a certain amount of sales or conversions on an affiliate product. You want to bring attention to a blog post or a video that you've written or produced. You might even want to be bringing people in to get their email address for a mailing list. The possibilities are endless, but what you need to do is pick one key metric and make sure that that is the metric that you measure the success of the campaign by. Now, once you determine what that metric is, everything that you do in the creation of your content should be in pursuit of meeting that metric. And that means that picking content that falls in line with your goals. But you also have to balance that with your overall style of creating content as well. Do you want your content to be educational or entertaining, or maybe hopefully both? Is it a controversial topic? Is it meant to get a reaction from your viewers? You have to make sure that the content you're creating kind of straddles that line between what your audience wants and what you ultimately feel comfortable and passionate making. Because if it toes on either side of that line, people are going to know, and your content is going to be much worse because of it. Now, speaking of channels, you want to make sure that you pick one channel to serve as what's called the hub for your marketing campaign. And this goes back to an old idea in marketing called the hub and spoke model. And it means that you have one key place where everything else that you're doing comes back to. For a lot of us, that's probably our YouTube channel, right? But if you look at a bicycle tire, right, there's one kind of big metal hub in the middle, and all the spokes come out from that. So even if you have your YouTube channel as your main marketing hub, you want to make sure that all of the other platforms that you're on, TikTok and Twitter, a blog, whatever that might be, that's where you want to serve to bring other people into. Now, once you've done that, once you've figured out your metrics, once you've figured out the style of content that you want to make, and once you've figured out which channel is going to be your hub, it's time to make the content. Now, again, some people say that this is the hard part, and some people say it's the easy part. But regardless of what you think, make sure that the content that you make, you're making with your end goals in mind. Because we don't want to make content that doesn't try to actively go after the KPI that we set. We want to make sure that everything that we do, once again, has that performance indicator in mind. Once you've created and published your content, it's time to look at that content to see how it's done in compared to the metrics that you've set. Beyond your KPI, because your KPI is definitely important, and that is the measure of success for the campaign, it's also worth looking at non-vanity metrics, things that are going to help you in your overall content creation. Things like click-through rates and impressions, and those are much more valuable than even subscribers and views, because those don't tell you about the people that don't come to your channel. They tell you things about the people that did. Are you able to retain the viewership once they've clicked through? Are you able to get their attention with a good thumbnail or a good title? Those are the things that you want to be focusing on, because once you nail those and nail the fact that you're going to be making good content with practice, the views and subscriptions will come. Remember that hub channel that you defined earlier? Now, you don't want to limit the content that you're pushing out to that channel, right? Let's assume that you've made a really awesome YouTube video as your content. There are so many ways that you can republish that content to other places. Short form clips of YouTube Shorts or TikTok and clips put on social media give your audience a bite-sized bit of introduction to the content that you wrote. And you can grab several from just one video. So one video could theoretically give you 3, 4, 5, 10 clips worth of content, depending on where you cut and how you structure them. Or if you want something a little more long-term, you can even take your video and cut snippets of it to put it into a podcast episode. You can transcribe the video into a blog post for something like Medium or your own blog if you host one, or other long-form platforms that are similar. And that's going to give you very rich SEO search results from Google. And let's be real, if you don't exist on Google, you probably don't exist. And finally, the last thing, all your content, all the stuff that you do, no matter the platform, you should share that out on your social media channels. Every repurposed content piece, every one, whether it's a long form video like this or a short form TikTok or even a text article somewhere, every repurposed content has the opportunity for you to link directly back to the original source that you got all of that from. Hey, check out this article that I wrote. And by the way, if you want to watch the video, click here underneath, because that's going to give people that consume different types of content different ways to consume your content. True content marketing, it's not a one and done thing, right? As you continue to make content, you will see what works and you will see what doesn't resonate well with your audience. And the things that you find that are working, you want to make sure that you double down on, because if you start to see reactions, comments, likes, subscriptions from all of your audience members, chances are other content that you make that is similar is going to resonate with them as well. Now, this has been a very short look into a very long, deep world of content marketing. So if you like this video and you want to hear more about content marketing specifically, getting your content out in front of other people, then definitely hit the like button, leave a comment, let me know what's worked for you, and hit the subscribe button and ring the bell. And that way you can be notified when we talk more about these amazing topics like content marketing. Once again, my name is Mitch, aka Commander Mitchcraft. Thank you for watching and take care. I will see you all later. Bye-bye.
Run! Run!
It's a baby! Found her! It's a baby!